Okay, and we are live. Good morning, gents.
Morning.
It's nice to do shows in the morning, isn't it?
Slightly.
Yeah.
Depending on what time you're looking at. I'm more of a 1 a.m. person, but still, morning's fine.
I think
me and Stephen are on the same clock, I think.
Yeah. I'm more of a morning owl. Not that you two don't get up early anyway. But so thought what we could do today, obviously, is this the first show of the channel launch. Introduce ourselves. Obviously, there's many more of us that are going to be introducing ourselves on this channel and hosting. But thought we'd kind of introduce ourselves, what this is all about, who our audience is going to be, and why we think it's important that the group of us are doing this. So, John, do you want to start? There you go. You're that way. The far end.
Not particularly, but I will. Who am I?
Yeah, who am I?
John Clark, or Jonathan Clark, Jon, or whatever you want to call me. A coach from the north of Scotland, a father, a lover of fitness. I wasn't always fit. I wasn't still some might say I'm not very fit. I grew up obese, and then as I went through my journey, I didn't start off through CrossFit. It was powerlifting, barbell sports, and just general health and fitness, and then found CrossFit in 2015 through the documentaries, and then finally stepped foot in a box in 2018, and I've loved it ever since. And then did my L1 in 2020, I believe, just before lockdown. And yeah, no, 2021. It was just after it was 2021 did my L1. And yeah, been coaching since 2015. That's me.
Awesome. And Stephen Rayner, affiliate owner. You're muted at the moment, but you're muted. Yeah, there you go.
Have I given myself a title and you two have now? That's
fine. You deserve it.
Anyway, let's deserve it.
Nobody.
Okay, so my timeline is hazy, and I'll try and condense this into not being an hour long. So I, much like Jon, was out of shape when I found CrossFit. I went to study music originally, came back, got into the whole world of being a youngster, which is what happens. I was a mixed martial artist for a few years. I got absolutely ripped off somebody half the size of me, which was amazing. Put on a lot of weight, found CrossFit, fell in love with it immediately. I had the competitive element without having to get punched in the face. Then, because I'd went to study music, I was like, okay, I like the coaching element or the teaching element. Found out that CrossFit was very much embedded in that. I get obsessed with things very fast and then move on. This is just the thing that stuck with me for the longest time. So did my level 1, started coaching. It was in 2016 that I first started CrossFit. Started coaching, I think, in about 2019, maybe. Then fast forward a little while, there was loads of things went on locally, politically, blah, 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 whatever. So then now I've been affiliate owner of CrossFit Tweedbank for around about a couple of years, maybe 2-3 years, bought that over. And I have tried my hand at social media. So I've got about 170 something thousand followers on TikTok. I've competed, I've done media at multiple CrossFit events. I run my own CrossFit event. My whole life has been embedded around CrossFit and social media and pushing the message of fitness, although I do have a 9-5 at the same time alongside it. Also a dad to a 4-year-old. Some people think that they're busy. I am busier than them, but managed to make it work because I think it's important. And I always use the adage, people say, I'm running out of hours in the day, I'm running out of hours in the night, don't have them, but just go until I fall over. So yeah, been there, done it. As far as CrossFit world is concerned in the UK, I've been there, done it. I haven't been exposed to much of CrossFit or functional fitness around the rest of the world. I've very much been embedded in the UK, shooting comps, competing at comps, having my comp, doing all that stuff. So the world that we have is how I see what CrossFit and functional fitness is. It's the British way of doing it, and that's how I kind of see it. So yeah, that's me and a bit of what I do in a nutshell. That was actually probably a new PR for how fast I've done that.
That's good. That was like 2 minutes 15. That's excellent.
Perfect. I'm getting good at that.
Yeah, hell yeah, refining. Cool. So my name is Jay Chapman. I found CrossFit in 2011. Well, I didn't find it. I stumbled across it. It was already going. I didn't found it. Did my L1 in 2012 in Stockholm with Boz. I was fully involved from then. He sold it to me on the L1. Funny enough, I had to go to Stockholm because there was one L1 a year at that point in the UK, and I'd missed out. Since then, been fully invested in CrossFit. It's directed my life. It's been the structure, the value set, the mindset, everything that I look. It's my lens that I see life through. It permeates everything outside of the gym for me. I'm a full-time coach. I'm a full-time dad. I've got 3 kids now. Till a month ago, I had 2. But I'm very passionate about the affiliates. I'm passionate about development. My favorite part of CrossFit is the induction and the on-ramp. Getting to see converting people into CrossFit is my main passion. The tip of the spear, I believe, is essential. It's an essential part of what we do. It demonstrates where you can get to with focus, drive, and everything stacked in your favor and hard work. I believe we need it, but it's not where my passion lies. It's part of the library that I don't tend to go to read, to pull my books from. But I appreciate that the fact that it's there and it summarizes what the end of what we do is. Like I said, it's the lens that all of us, and I think all of us can agree, the 3 of us on here, it's the lens that we see everything through now, whether it be fitness in general, whether it's hard work, whether it's family life, whether it's getting up early to train, whether it's the empathy and empathy that we treat others with, the respect that we show people, the tenacity that we go after things that we want, the understanding that hard work does pay off, not to quote Mr. Fraser. But everyone that we've met it through CrossFit, everyone that we've met at Coaches Congress, everyone that we've met at Rogue, everyone that we've met online, everyone that we've spoken to resonates with something and a value set that we also share. We share this thing that we understand. It's this lens that we have. We understand that there's education and there's performance and there's inspiration. And everyone involved in this channel, which we'll go through in a minute, sits within that. And I'm really, happy and proud of the group that we've got going forward. So one thing that you both touched on there was the media space in the UK. This will be, whether you call it, I know it's confusing, UK, Great Britain, British Isles, whatever, however you want to see it. But imagine you've got a map of the world, draw a big circle around these islands that we all live on. That's what we're going after. So let's call it the British Isles. They are the affiliates. They are the people. They are the gym owners, the affiliate owners, the operators, the members, the societies, the brands, the cultures, the third-party operators, the event organizers, the events themselves. They are the people that this channel is focused on and concerned with. We are hoping to assist the already momentous movement and shift in UK or British Isles CrossFit. We want to be there and we want to help at the ground level because, like I said earlier, every single one of us in this group is a frontline coach. We all coach people from the grassroots up, and that's something that we're particularly proud of. We want to generate feet on the ground in the affiliates. That is what the main concern of this channel is, to get more people into the affiliates of CrossFit. That is what this is about, and in British affiliates.
Yep.
So why this? Why media? Why this platform? Why YouTube? Why the group of us? Do any of you, do either of you two want to kind of field that? Yeah.
I can kind of go on that. So with where I've been, so I've shot photo and video a lot of CrossFit events, been the affiliate owner, I've competed, I've done the normal coaching thing, hundreds of thousands of hours. So I think when people know what it is, their whole mindset shifts towards CrossFit and functional fitness. And people doom scroll so much, and there's so much going on with the random PT guy and, random cats falling off stuff and whatever else. And I think people consume so much content that if even a little bit more of that was geared towards making people understand the differences that it can make. So from my angle, the thing that's super important is understanding what goes on within the affiliates, the differences it's made to people's lives, the problems, the problems that they've faced and whatever else. I think when people see more of that, it gets more eyes onto the things that we do and gets more people into CrossFit gyms and boxes. And so therefore, I think filling that little space with some good people that they can resonate with, because for me, if I, as just a normal person, if people walk into my gym, so I live in a very kind of secluded area, if you like, a lot of the people don't know what CrossFit is. They'll go and search it and they'll find pictures of the games and whatever else, and they'll be scared off from it. Whereas that isn't really, people could argue the sport of CrossFit against what CrossFit actually is, or even just functional fitness, sport functional fitness. But for me, that isn't what it is. That's what it is for 1-2% of people. But I want to make it my mission and the mission of us to show people what's doable and what can be done that isn't that top 1-2%. I want to make a big deal of the rest of the stuff. And so for me, that's what this kind of means to me, is just showing everybody what it's about, how it can work, what things, the magic that happens within the affiliates help people do more and get more boots on the ground. That's the way I kind of see it. And that's kind of why, because I want you to type in, CrossFit UK into Google, and I want to not be on the 15th page underneath all of the game stuff, and all of that stuff's lovely and it's amazing, but I can't resonate with the majority of the normal person with what that is. I can't make them resonate. So yeah, that's my view on it, and that's how I see us filling this space a wee bit.
Yeah,
John,
literally took the words out of my mouth. Like, the people that I coach on the front line they see that and it scares them off. Like, I'm trying to take people from, most of them from a sedentary lifestyle just into the gym to get them fitter, stronger, more capable for, day-to-day life. They don't care about people doing handstand walks over platforms and all that kind of, like, that. This doesn't resonate with them. That's so far from where they are to that it scares them away from the affiliates, because that's what a lot of people think is what's going on in the affiliates. They see everyone with their tops off and whatnot, and that is a deterrent for a lot of people. So I just basically show people, no, that's not what we're doing on the front line, and just getting them in the door.
I think secondary to me as well, it's about people who own gyms and coaches trying to help them understand how not being in competition can benefit you. So we've talked about this, how I've had trying to twist someone's arm locally to re-affiliate after they unaffiliated, to show them how it's worth it and that they aren't competition, that we grow better together. And so like there's some amazing content creators in the CrossFit and functional fitness space, but they're creating content for their gym. And I think if they were to understand how pushing the message of what this is makes everybody grow, what's the rising tides, whatever. So with that, and I think a lot of that is about it for me. So if somebody is struggling to understand how they can do better, but don't want to reach out for help, because if they do better, the person along the road does better. But actually, I think that for me is helping people along the way to say, this is what this person done, it worked, you try it. If we both win, everybody wins. So that's like that's just another angle of it from my point of view.
Yeah, for sure. And a couple of things there. So obviously we all acknowledge how cool the sport is, and the media that represents the sport is fucking essential. It's really important. You're seeing a really good wave at the moment. Like the Boys Interrupted stuff over the weekend was really fun. I tuned in and I watched it and it was great. It's great to see that energy, that lively, that boisterous banter, that charm. That's really cool. And that we shouldn't veer away from that. But I guess the point that we're trying to make is that it's cool. It's part of what we should be doing, and it is covered, and it's great that is being covered, and we absorb that. That's what got us into this kind of thing, right? As young men that are active. But there's so many more different people that we need to attract into CrossFit gyms, that all three of us and the other 5-6 people that are on this channel and hosts will know, is that there are so many people that we need to get into the gym that doesn't appeal to. And the other thing that I want to say is, what is the CrossFit slogan? What used to be written under CrossFit underneath here is forging elite fitness. We forge it in the gyms. You don't walk in already forged with elite fitness. We do it in the gyms. Now, how do we get people in the gym in order to do that? The first stumbling block that people have is the perception of what CrossFit truly is. And it's our job as affiliate owners and coaches to change that perception of what CrossFit is. Now, it's not to take away from that elite mindset. It's not to take away the fact that we want you sharp. We want you working hard. We want those shitty excuses gone. But you realize that once you're in our gyms, you don't walk in with that mind already for the majority of people. And it's our job, and every affiliate owner knows that. Every affiliate owner knows that. But they know that in their heart. They know that. But we are here, and we're very, very proud with this, is that we are working with Gareth and Andy from CrossFit UK. They're going to be contributing to this channel. They're going to be speaking directly to the affiliate owners on a recorded message each month on a show, talking like a vlog, a recorded premiere video that's going to go out directly talking to them. We're also going to have Gareth coming on speaking about the affiliates. We're going to talk about issues and concerns and how to grow our affiliates. We're going to get experts on in business development, in systems, in operations, in what a foundations course and an induction should look like. Everything that we need to do to operate as decent, hardworking CrossFit affiliates that we know we've already got. But like you said, Stephen, it's sharing these ideas. It's that rising tides mentality. We need to get back to that we are all under this one brand, this one name that we call it. And it's so powerful. And I think between the whole group of us, we can really offer that forward for a lot of people. The disenfranchised people, like you talked about earlier, the people that have de-affiliated, the members that aren't that bothered about the open, the people that are interested in CrossFit, but they don't know what it is truly. And the media that they see is the elite sport, which is also important for certain people, but not for the majority of people. And I think that's what we're talking about here, which is why this channel has come about. That's why the group of us over the last few months have realized that there is this space that's needed to be filled. And you know what? It might be that we have a cap on the amount of people we can approach. We might have a cap on people that we speak to, but do you know what? That's okay. We've got an audience that we need to address that currently. And again, we talked about this before we went on. The audience that we are trying to approach probably don't open YouTube that much. They don't go and absorb any media. They don't absorb any CrossFit media because they don't know it's there. The British landscape for media consumption isn't there right now. And we need to introduce that at the affiliate level and get people watching media. And the idea is that if we get people into that, because we know the British market better than anyone, being affiliate owners, being affiliate coaches, and having done CrossFit for 14, 15, some of us 16 years, if we can get those people into the media consumption space, they will also then consume all the other media that is out there currently, all the game stuff, all the other stuff. The Boys Interrupted, the British crowd don't currently do that. We can get them involved in the whole landscape, not just our little channel.
That's what I was going to say. So there's so many people that I can think of, even names off the top of my head in my gym, who would be drawn in by faces that they recognize, voices they recognize, all that type of stuff, a different attitude. We're British. We're very different from America, from Europeans, from everybody else. I think when you're in, that's amazing, right? There's a guy, wouldn't mind me calling out, called Mike, who consumes everything America, CrossFit, everything. But for him to get there, you need to be in it first, resonate with it, understand how the leap goes from me going in on a Monday morning, making my coffee, jumping in on the class, doing Fran, rolling about on the floor, going home, tell my missus about it. There needs to be a line between there and the Boys Interrupted stuff. Like, how does that link even happen? And I think being able to talk about people in their gyms, talking about the stories that have happened, talking about all that sort of stuff, I think that link from there to there gets them into that. But I just think there's that bit missing about talking about in great depth, local comps, local people, local gyms, local, all that stuff, the local bit and how that works, and then the springboard into that. So it doesn't take anything away from it. If anything, it adds more towards that in my head. Like
we're feeders when we're enablers. We're getting people involved in the media landscape, and we're feeding them through to everything else that's already existing, and hence the name Continuum. Yeah, the name Continuum is to span all of that continuum that we talk about, and it's something to get people involved and a starting point and to move them along. That's why we are here. And it pays homage to the CrossFit Sickness, Wellness, Fitness Continuum. We're taking people from a starting point and we're getting them healthier. And we want to do that with all we want to grow the affiliates. We want to take them from where they are and develop them and make them healthier and fitter as affiliates. We want to get people absorbing more information online on the media space. That's what this is all about. It's a feeding channel towards everything that we already know exists, but we need to attack it as a group and as a mini tribe.
I also kind of think that as the space, so say I'm an affiliate owner, I just have to make the assumption of what people want to consume, because there isn't a voice or there isn't a place for people to say, I want to see this. I think people would be interested in this. Is there a bigger place where I can show this person off? Then the people buy into it, you buy into it, all that type of stuff. So I think just given that kind of place of, I want to see this stuff about UK CrossFit. I am interested. This piqued my interest. I saw this thing that they do over in America here. Do we do this here? Well, yes, we do. You know, as a CrossFit comp there. Whatappalooza looks amazing. Okay, well, cool. Have you seen Proving Grounds? Well, cool. Have you looked down at Battle for Midground? Like, have you looked at this stuff? And so there is a like for like that you can resonate with a lot more, and then get them into that. And I think it's just it's a cooler way to do it, and it just it makes more sense. It gives them a voice to say, this is what I want to see. Because just now we're sitting here going, there aren't many people that are consuming much of the UK stuff, because one, there isn't much, but two, we don't know what people want to consume. We just make the assumption as affiliate owners and content creators that we think we know what people want to see, what stories they want to see, what things they need help with. We think we do as affiliate owners and content creators, but outside of that, we have no idea. So giving people the opportunity to come on and say, I would like to know more about A, B, and C, then we can then facilitate that, and then it snowballs with it. So that, makes more sense.
100%. John, you look like you had something to say.
Stephen, when I went to speak, Stephen literally just covered it. But no, we were saying that of doing monthly shows where we can put out, question boxes on our pages, and people can actually ask questions, so we can come in here and cover it. And if we don't know the answers, the whole point is, this isn't just us as coaches. We're going to have people that way smarter than us coming on this channel to deliver shows and host shows and like get the experts in, because that's like, we actually want to like give that back and give that education, with the links to Jake being he's the UK ambassador for Coaches Congress. We've got that ties in there that we can have access to a lot of educators that can come on and deliver, that most affiliates wouldn't have that opportunity to have those people in their gyms speaking directly to their members, but we can facilitate that here on this platform.
Great point, and a perfect segue into like talking about who the hosts are, what channel, what programs they're going to do, how often they're going to speak, and that kind of thing. So I'll do a quick kind of brief of the people that aren't here, and then Stephen, maybe you can talk at the end about kind of what you're kind of going to base your show around. So the idea is between the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us currently hosts. We're going to touch on different subjects, different subject matters, different groups, different people, different audiences, but all of them are people that are either involved in the CrossFit at the community level, at the affiliate level, or trying to attract people into that. So it all revolves around the affiliate grounds. So first one just on my list is Hannah Mittu. She runs the academy program, set that up. Hannah's very well known in certain parts of the British community. She's also on the board and recently joined the BF3, so British Functional Fitness Federation. Hannah's concerned with community, so she wants to get people in via grassroots schemes and addressing stumbling blocks for community people in different groups around the country in our ecosphere. How do we convert them? How do we speak to them? How do we hear from them? And how do we address their concerns about getting into fitness and why fitness matters for the entry level people and getting them in? Why it's so damn important. The work she's been doing with the Academy program is nothing short of miraculous. I've got the pleasure of working one of her lads that she's brought into the Academy, Max, who is registered now for the British Junior Powerlifting Champs in May. He's a phenomenal lad, tough upbringing, but Hannah's doing miracle work behind the scenes. She is just an angel, and having her on the team is a massive win for British CrossFit. So I'm really happy to have Hannah joining us. Hannah will be doing a show once a month. She'll be having guests on. And she will be able to post about that via the channel, and we'll let you know all about that. Next one is Abby Wynne-Jones. Now, Abby Wynne-Jones, the headline top line on her bio is adaptive games athlete. She got bronze in Las Vegas last year in the adaptive. Now, every now and again, you'll start talking to someone and you'll have an assumption about your intelligence level and what you're like, and you see yourself as baseline. The minute you start talking to Abby, you go, oh, I'm an idiot. Like, I'm a caveman. Like, there are people out there that are much smarter than me. Abby is one of those people. She is so damn sharp and switched on. It makes me feel like a bit of a dunce. Having Abby involved in this channel is going to be able to do a number of things. One, it raises the IQ level by about 100. Two, it speaks to the adaptive division, because Abby herself is an adaptive athlete and trainer. She's an incredible human. But we're not going to, she's not pigeonholed by any means into the adaptive division. I won't say where she works, but she works pretty high up in the government. And she is a born communicator. She knows how to speak to people. She's an athlete through and through. She's got that competitive athlete mindset, and she is an incredible speaker. And I cannot wait to hear and see her roll out these shows and go live. Again, we're going to do once a month with Abby, and she's going to talk about all things her life. Then we've got Farron. Farron currently lives in where she has done, I think, for 18 years, I think she told me. She lives in Holland, but she's an Irish native. She runs Virtuous Coaching Development, which is an assigned licensed CrossFit course, developing coaches with virtuosity, about purist CrossFit. So singing from this hymn sheet that we all love. And she's just a bloody good human. She goes to all the coaches' congresses. She talks to people. She just genuinely wants to help coaching get good and get really pure, and to help the affiliates with their coaches. Then we've got Gareth White, who is the affiliate liaison at CrossFit UK. He's also an affiliate owner. He's also really, really fit. Like, do you guys use Boxmate at all? Have you used Boxmate systems? So Gareth's picture is he's doing a burpee at a pairs comp on, like, you get the pictures every now and again coming up on Boxmate. They've used him as, like, he's like 6'2", body of a god. Like, he's just handsome. He's intelligent. He's just one of those people that just makes you sick. To be, 6 foot bang on and slightly overweight. But yes, Gareth's got everything going for him, and I'm really, really delighted that he's going to be coming on, and coming on once a month to start with, to answer questions about affiliate ownership, systems, and that kind of thing from his perspective, communication. And we're really privileged to be able to get him on, so we can talk directly to the affiliates, to affiliate owners, field questions, and really drive home and develop the affiliates from HQ perspective. Then we've got, I'll jump forward over you, Stephen. Steve Beckett from Defiant Co. The Defiant Co. Oh, hang on a minute. Boys, speak of the devil. So Steve's in the house. So Steve is, again, one of those people that you just start talking and you know where his heart is at. He's one of the kindest people I've met in our world. He'll do anything for everyone. He reaches out to people, helps out wherever he can, uses his platform for the betterment of everything. And is just a really, really strong supporter of what we do, and an ambassador, an incredible ambassador for CrossFit. John and I have had the pleasure of meeting Steve a few times now. We work very closely with him. And he's just a good dude. He owns Defiant Co., like I said, which is a printing service. He has a platform, obviously, of his own, a Defiant Show. He is an apparel provider. Yeah, he runs the Defiant Series Comp, which is an amazing platform in itself, which is really cool. And again, it addresses the gap somewhere between. He uses a lot of, there's low skill base and low load, but it's graft and it is CrossFit. So it's attacking those grassroots and the entry level and intermediate grafters that want to work really damn hard, but without that top end skill base. And it's amazing competition. Tickets are available now. But he's just a good dude, and Defiant is something that we're really proud of. Now, Steve will be doing a weekly show on a Wednesday, Defiant show, and also very proud to say that we're going to be doing a head-to-head show on Sundays. Yet to be determined how often we go live with that. Details will come out about that when Steve goes live tomorrow. What day is it today? Is it Wednesday today?
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Is it? Yeah, it's Tuesday. So tomorrow,
yep.
Either tonight or tomorrow night. Anyway, Steve will be going live. And we'll be talking about the head-to-head series and what that looks like. And I'm really excited about that, because we're looking at driving competitive nature on the gym floors, getting the affiliates engaged in that kind of thing, which is cool. Then we've got ourselves. We've already spoken. John and I have been involved in the space for just over a year now. We had our anniversary, didn't we, last week, which was cool.
Yep.
I will continue to, and I'm very passionate and happy. I do a show called Base Show on Savon's podcast YouTube channel. I've been doing that for nearly a year now. I've had the incredible opportunity to speak to a lot of people. That lens will be global. So I'll be talking to global guests and continue on to speak to a global audience on that channel. John is a full-time badass who likes to run lots these days, don't you?
I don't enjoy it, but I seem to be doing more running than I'm doing anything else at the moment. Yeah, and I'm assuming we will be running our show outside the box on this channel, moving platforms from Glinton and Things channel, which me and Jake have been there for the last, just over we've not been there for a year, but about a year. They've been running our show on their channel. We'll be moving it back over here, and we cover everything that is fitness, not just CrossFit, powerlifting, weightlifting, running, high rocks to Stephen's dismay in the middle. And we'll be speaking to all sorts of people on that show that cover the whole spectrum of fitness, but can't have a place in the affiliates. Yeah. And other than that, I'm full-time coach and a busy dad, just like Stephen is.
And a hat wearer as well.
They call me Johnny the Hat.
Johnny the Hat. So, Stephen, you're here. So do you want to tell us about your show and your platform, what you want to do with your show?
Yeah, cool. So plan is for my show to be Friday morning on this channel, and went back and forth with the name, but I think Behind the Barbell I've stuck with, and I would like the show to be about bringing the stuff that goes on behind the scenes to the forefront. So idea would be to get on people to talk about either comps that they're running or special stories from people inside their gyms or coaches who struggle with certain things, who got past them. That's kind of the idea for me, is to bring the real grassroots, the stuff from boots on the ground stories that come to the forefront, because there's so much cool stuff that very good content creators and people who are very switched on have the ability to bring to the forefront. But I want to see as much of that as possible, just to share and collaborate and go through that type of stuff. That's the idea for me. So it'll be a mixture of discussing topics like, you know, Jon's message about high rocks and bringing it into an affiliate. Is it possible? Not just around CrossFit, around functional fitness gyms. I would like to have a couple of open discussions around people who have de-affiliated for whatever reason and try and bring them back into the world of CrossFit, which is a big thing for me. And then just also help people understand that that rising tides thing is important and it makes sense, and just try and, you know, so there might be some kind of things where there's conflicting opinions on things where we want to discuss it and hash it out. You know, a lot of that will probably produce some decent clips. And then, but I think just mainly bringing what goes on behind the scenes to the forefront in an affiliate or in a gym or in the functional fitness space or in a comp or in media or that type of stuff. So the real nitty gritty underneath, rather than just the pure overlaid, polished, nice bit on the top, because things are hard. And I would want somebody to, if they say, for example, anything, I'd like to go and open my own box. What does that look like? What stage are you at? I want to start my own comp. I want to get into CrossFit media. I want to get into CrossFit as a whole. I want to get more people in the door. Just the real questions that can be a little bit embarrassing to ask, because you need to take a bit of an ego check, but because, you know, I've been there and done it, and other people have been there and done it, I want to bring them on and show people that it is not easier by any stretch of the imagination, but it's more doable than you think it is in any of these realms. That'll be the idea behind mine. We'll see how it develops, but that's the initial idea, what I want to do with the show.
Awesome.
A really cool thing you said there was like, it's an ego check, because a lot of people don't like asking questions because they feel like they should know the answers. But if you don't know the answer, you're not going to, unless you check the ego at the door, you're never going to get the answers. And that was a big reality check when I started CrossFit, because I'd been a coach for, 5 years prior to that. I'd done powerlifting, I'd done everything, and I thought I knew better. So I was like against going and do my L1. And then when I went and done it, I was like, oh, it was like the best, best thing I'd done in a long time. And there's still loads of stuff I don't know. And that's why I love going to like things like Coaches Congress or having my own mentor or whatever it might be. Like, you need to ask these questions. So having like shows like that are going to be really invaluable for people that maybe want to ask the questions, but their ego won't allow it.
Yeah, for sure. The thing for me is that the vision behind this is that it's kind of like a go-to, a hub for everything British CrossFit. You know, the communication's out there. We have the hard discussions. We have the easy discussions. We talk about really cool stuff that's happened, like post events and that kind of stuff. The other thing that I just want to touch on there is that I missed out what Farron and I will be talking about on our show once a month. It will be coaching development. Farron is an expert in developing coaches, and I spoke to Farron last week now on Simon's channel on the base show. And there was some massive gaps in my understanding of me as an individual and how I coach. And since that chat, I've actually started to think differently about how I'm coaching. Is it me that's got the problem rather than the athlete walking in or the member walking in and me having a problem with him being late? What is that? Why is that a thing for me? Why am I annoyed by that? How does that affect me coaching that person for that hour of the day? And so me and Farron will do that through the lens of, coaching, like a specific session each month, almost like a coach's therapy kind of thing, where we address those problems, and we'll be fielding questions from the audience as well, which is a really cool thing to be able to do. Because I've said it before, and I think we all agree, the biggest influences in CrossFit are the coaches and the affiliate owners. Everything that HQ does is obviously very important. Everything that the sport does is very important. Everything the brands do is really important. However, the conduit, the translator of all of that to the affiliate floor are the affiliate owners and the coaches. Nothing gets through them without their say. So we are talking to them. And the other thing that we've all agreed on, that why the channel, why is it? Both of you will attest to this. The one word that we've heard time and time again over the last couple of years is communication. Where's the communication? I saw it on a post Spin did yesterday. Did a show with Tyler and John Young, and they were and that won't mean anything to a lot of the people listening to this, but a YouTube channel called Barbell Spin, they talk about stuff and the events all around CrossFit, around everything to do with American and global CrossFit and the sport. And they were talking about the European uptake of CrossFit and media. They were talking about all of this, and it was really cool, actually really interesting topic to discuss. And I had my British lens listening to it for that, thinking about the show today. I've forgotten where I was going with this, but the point being is that we can talk from a place where we are trying to introduce people to the gym floor, and the disengagement and the communication piece. That was it. Someone in their comments had written that the reason that the European audience and the market had become disenfranchised or wasn't listening to the media or wasn't absorbing it was because it didn't communicate well to them. It was the communication wasn't there. The communication wasn't to the affiliate owners. The coaches felt like they weren't being communicated to. There's a massive gap in that communication piece. And we've heard it so many damn times from elite coaches that we know to podcasters, to affiliate owners, to coaches we've spoken to at Coaches Congress, ourselves when we watch media, the conversations with CrossFit, CrossFit HQ people online. We've heard it time and time again. What is that? Where can we fix that? Is it a problem? Isn't it a problem? What do we need to do? The idea behind this initially is we need to fill that gap. And there's a really amazing, rather than seeing it as a problem, we're seeing it as a solution. We're seeing it as an energy, a force for good that is going to drive development for the affiliates and make CrossFit in the British Isles an incredible scene, which we already know we have, but we can introduce that concept to people and drive it forward and get some really good momentum going across the board. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, it's just that ego check thing, because I think it's been bred, this attitude that people need to do better but don't know what they should do better, so they just try by themselves to do better things. Whereas for me, it's about, I always like to make sure that I'm surrounded by people who know more than me and are doing quote unquote better than me, because you can always learn from everybody. And it's that, you might think you know better than everybody else in the way that you do things best. Of course you back yourself. Of course you think you've got the best program, and of course you think you've got the best facility, of course. But why would you not want to do better? The very ethos of CrossFit is tiny improvements over time, getting your form better, making sure that you move better, your pacing better, applying that to either a business or applying it to a channel or the stuff you make just works across the board. And I think just taking a step back to go, actually, maybe instead of just consuming this random piece of stuff over here, if I consume this, maybe I can get a little bit better. Maybe I can ask stupid questions, and you will learn something, and you will always be better. So yeah, that ego check thing's a big thing for me. You might think in your head, I am the best and I can't do any better. You can always do better, and there's always people who are doing things that would not only make your life and your business and your gym and your affiliate better, but would make it easier for you. And that's the big part. Just because you put more hours into the thing you're currently doing doesn't mean that you're going to improve in any way. It's just a case of doing things smarter, more efficiently, and and figuring out a new market of people that you could work with, a new pricing structure, a new thing you could do, a new program, and a new anything, something like that. And I think bringing that to the forefront and just being like, yeah, this could probably be a bit better. As soon as you do that, I think the lock's opened for you just to go, whoa, I can make huge, big strides in getting more people into fitness and making the service that I provide much better overall.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you see it in the different aspects of what we do. One, Catherine Davies' daughter, she was suffering. She was open gym, and this is open gym versus group work, by the way. What you've just said, like if you're an affiliate owner and you're just on your own in the corner doing your own thing, you're doing open gym. We have to practice what we preach. We want to be in a group environment. Same goes for affiliate owners. We need to be in groups. We need to share ideas. We need to train with other people, so to speak. We need to develop together. Catherine Davies' daughter, she was stumbling on her ring. She was stumbling on her gymnastics. Went back to Bergeron. This is years ago now of comp train. He took her right back. She only did one ring muscle up at a time in a workout, gradually drip fed that volume in. She went back to square one, and then she won the games twice. Like there's a real value. And what's that Greg Glassman? I'm going to butcher it. Once you think you've mastered everything, go back to the start and do things, the fundamentals better. Every time you think you've got to a point where you've mastered anything, go right back to the start and just get the fundamentals better. And that is with an affiliate ownership. Unfortunately, we get a bit confirmation bias. Things have worked in the past. We get a bit complacent. Everything's just hunky-dory. Everything's working until it isn't. And then, oh no, go back to the beginning. What can we do? What fundamentals can we get better? And a lot of that, like Two Brain talk about, is just getting the essentials right and being open to change and development.
Yeah. Agreed. Nice one.
Lovely. Right. So plan moving forward. Obviously, this was the show where we tell everyone, we reveal what we're after, what the show's all about, what this channel's all about, who we've got coming on. Over the next few weeks, we will begin to launch the shows. We'll be going live throughout. We'll be publishing those times on the Instagram channel. So anyone that's listening to this show, I'll obviously clip some of this, but anyone listening to this, please go and like and subscribe the channel itself on YouTube so you get notifications. Go to the Instagram account, follow that, and share it as much as you can, because the whole point in this channel is to grow our thing, our community, our British CrossFit. It's for all of us, and we're going to try and grow this thing over the next, however long, from now moving forward. We're after one thing and one thing only: making CrossFit in the British Isles incredible again, which we all know it is. So
Jake,
make sure you spread the word as much as you can.
Pull up the Instagram page on the.
That would help,
so people can see it.
Cool. Channel. Okay. Now it's going to look a bit bare at the moment because we have one post, which is here, but we would have some big names following. So Continuum logo to be confirmed, by the way. So, but I like it. But yeah, we've got some decent heads doing that at the moment. So if you could go like and subscribe this, and follow the channel, go to the YouTube link in the bio and click and subscribe there. Get notifications turned on, and you'll be seeing all of our content moving forward, getting flagged there. Please do share this with the people at your affiliate. Now, as I said, we're talking directly. I'm going to remove that now. We are directly talking to the affiliates, to coaches, to affiliate owners. If you are someone that knows your affiliate owner and you've heard them saying, where's the communication? Get them to this page, direct them to this page, because we will have Gareth and Andy having a monthly video going out on this channel, a pre-recorded vlog. We will have Gareth coming on to answer questions from an affiliate perspective, from a UK CrossFit perspective, and all those shows. Like I said, we've got Farron coming on about coaches development. We've got Hannah coming on about getting people connected in the community. We've got Abby Wynne-Jones coming on talking about being a CrossFitter, being a competitor, and being an adaptive athlete. Got Stephen coming on addressing the harder issues and talking about behind the barbell. We've got Steve coming on Defiant Show talking about everything to do with affiliate. He's got a games level athletes coming on. He's got the whole shebang. He likes to talk very openly and freely, which is what we love about Steve. Got Jon and I doing Outside the Box. We're talking about all things that are connected to CrossFit and to make our gyms better from external sources. Who else we've got? We've got Farron obviously talking about coaching and coaching development. So we've got a hell of a lot of people coming on to this channel. So if you're interested in one of those topics, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you tune in and share this page as much as we can, because this is how we make CrossFit in the British Isles brilliant. We get more communication going at the ground level. We get connection. We boost the events. We boost the affiliates. We boost membership. We boost the open. We just make everything inflate what we already know we have, and we can communicate around that. So before we say sayonara, guys, anything else to add?
If you want to find out more about head-to-head as well, which we had previously done last year, tune into Steve's Defiant Show tomorrow night and we will give all the details there, because that'll be a fun one to do if you want to go head-to-head with people in other affiliates.
Hell yeah. Yeah, more of that to come. Stephen, do you want to have the sign-off?
Nothing more from me. Just pay attention. And if you see anything at all that you think that would be cool to get a deep dive in, and if you watch this and you're an affiliate owner or you're a member in a box and you are just like, I'm tired of consuming cats in trees and, you know, people doing stupid dances on TikTok, and I'd rather be spending time in the thing that I love the most, tell us what, you know, you want to talk about what you're interested in, anonymously or non-anonymously. If you want to come on and chat, any of that type of stuff, just do that, and we will we'll get cracking. We'll see where it goes.
Amazing. Right, nice one, gents. Thank you for watching, everyone. We will be on very soon with another show on the Continuum channel. See you soon.
Thank you.